Hello everybody, welcome back. So today we are going to be looking at Opendoor stock. Today we are seeing this one down by 3.76%. It has been another red day here. Not necessarily the worst in the world, however we are now getting to a point where we have a lot of questions to ask. Over the course of this relatively short video, I'll be sharing with you all of my personal thoughts and opinions. If it does sound good as always, make sure to please leave a like and subscribe, it does help out a lot. But as always, remember, I am not a financial advisor. Anyway, let's jump straight in. Now, as you can see here, the trend for Opendoor stock is still overall bullish, but now we have some question marks coming in. You're seeing Opendoor stock in the past 5 days or so, again, still very green, 14%. And if you have a look at what we're seeing a bit more closely, and what we saw obviously yesterday as well, we saw the stock holding on to crucial levels around about $5.99 or $6 even. We saw the stock holding very nicely onto $6. And I said going forwards into tomorrow, as in today, I said this yesterday, whilst it was always going to be a difficult thing to be able to do, holding on to $6 would be great. Now again, we haven't seen those levels hold up. We're now dropping into the high fives, which isn't still that bad. However, it does beg some more questions. Now, the first question that I have going forwards into tomorrow is, are we able to hold on to these levels? Now, the reason why I say this is because, as you can see, draw the line across, and this is basically very close to the previous levels of support that we have found, and actually the previous levels of resistance, I should say, round about 570. So I think, based on that, 570 could be the next level that we are headed to. You're seeing a lot of resistance at these levels. This could hold up now as a new support. If we don't see that and go lower, I think next levels that we are looking at are potentially going to be as low as 550, if not 520, right? Because again, 550 being a resistance point a couple of times in the past back here, and also 520 or around about $5 even being the closest level of support. Now, what I've said for a long time now is important, remains important here. This is not necessarily the worst thing in the world. We're talking about a stock which is up multiple hundreds of percentage points in the last couple of weeks, really, right? In the broad scale, that is what's happened. And a lot of people look at these small drops and see it as a huge thing. I still don't think it's that big. I think it's unfortunate that we weren't able to hold on to these key levels, but hey, we've given the indicators like the RSI perfect time to cool off, which is great. We're still broadly moving in the right direction. And again, with a stock that's up this big, it's simply about establishing where our new support and resistance levels are going to be. Well, of course, resistance levels are going to be at previous highs, but support levels here are absolutely crucial, right? The sooner we can see this one level out, flatten out, the better. That's when we are looking at the potential for this stock, again, finding a bottom and pushing up for a potential new high. Now, is this still bad? Is this actually bad even? In my opinion, no. I think a lot of people, like I say, are going to look at this and say it's, a push to the downside, it's terrible. But again, look into the past month, right? This is just the past 30 days. Stock up by 150%. This is actually comparatively good in that context, right? You're lucky that we're not seeing the stock drop by, 50% in a day. We're not seeing that, which is still a sign of relative strength, in my opinion. And I think there is still some potential for bullish activity here on this stock. But now that we've dropped below these levels, the question in my mind is, do we have that potential to go lower? We could of course open higher tomorrow. I'm not going to say that I know with any degree of certainty, but if it was me with my strategy, I'd now be questioning whether this level of support holds up. So would I buy tomorrow? I personally wouldn't. I think there is some potential here again in the next couple of days even, but I think looking forwards into tomorrow, I would be a bit cautious after this drop. That's just my opinion though. You may agree, you may disagree. Let me know in the comment section as always. Thank you for your time guys. Goodbye for now.